God, I love bounty juice.
Ooh, bounty juice. That's my favorite chemical sludge.
It only has 7,521 calories. I'm sure you're wondering why I look like this. It's because this video is sponsored by High on Life 2. See, it's on my shirt. That's right, I sold out. Big Pharma finally got to me. They sent me this pizza box. It's just full of junk. Like this giant pill for Humanzapro. Today we're going to explore the ridiculous world of High on Life 2. The game is out now on PS5, Steam, and Xbox, and it's coming to the Switch too on 4/20. If you like what you see and you want to play it for yourself, click the link below. Please do it. Big Pharma will hurt my family if you don't. I think they're outside. Let's set the stage. High on Life 2 is set in a world where humans are livestock. That's right. Turns out the universe is full of intelligent life and we're just dumb and inferior.
Humans are barely sentient. Scientists have done studies and their brains are like half the size of ours.
Honestly, that's probably true. I swear it's just water. But this universe does have something in common with ours. It's ruled by giant pharmaceutical companies. The newest product from Rhea Pharmaceutical is Humanzapro.
Humanzapro, the human pill.
Okay, time to take this off. There we go. Let's read the label on my beanie. Humanzapro may cause enjoyable hallucinations and overall pleasant feelings. Actually sounds kind of nice. Humanzapro is sodium hypochlorite. Wait a second, is that real? Of course it's bleach. Hold on a second. Yep, sodium hypochlorite. I have a massive jug of Humanzapro in my house.
Invest in Humanzapro now.
Okay, I gotta take off this shirt. Of course, it's the same color as my green screen. Oh, that's so much better. Now, I did play High on Life 1 all the way through, but to be honest, I don't remember much. The most memorable part for me was the gun called Let's Do It.
Let's do it!
It was one of those games I played in between big releases, you know, just a change of pace, some dumb, mindless fun. As a human, you and your sister team up with a weird cast of aliens to fight back against Rhea and their grand plot to turn humans into pills. It's basically you versus Big Pharma. You go on wacky adventures hunting down a list of bounty targets. And each one you take out, you get to manually cross it off with a red pen on this cork board, and I don't know why, that's just like really satisfying. By the end, you will uncover the identity of the guy behind it all, the CEO of Rhea Pharmaceutical. Now, I shouldn't have to tell you how on the nose this is, but I will. This is basically a Luigi Mangione simulator. It makes me wonder whether they had this plot nailed down before or after that happened. I mean, this did happen December 4th, 2024, so they definitely could have had time to change the story to fit this narrative. Either way, by the end of this game, you will kill the CEO of a major pharmaceutical company. And that's just par for the course, because this game is an endless barrage of references to the absurdity of modern life.
5 years trafficking humans on the black market is a good run. But when you think about it, I'm not as bad as like Jeffrey Epstein or whatever.
They even send you to a Spencer's, which is that place you used to sneak into as a kid when you weren't allowed to, just to look at the sex toys. No, I know you did it too.
You sure you don't want an Avenged Sevenfold t-shirt or some penis-shaped candy?
There's even a closed down Party City, which kind of felt sad to me. Rest in peace, Party City. I loved that store as a kid, going and picking out my Halloween costume every single year. It was a blast. But yeah, this is a taste of the humor in this game. It's like a little bit of nostalgia with kind of the sadness of modern life. One of the first bosses you face rides a skateboard and vapes. There's a hub area that you can explore in between missions, and it's literally a ring world.
Sort of got a halo thing going on here.
The intro has you running a Wipeout-style obstacle course to teach you how to jump and move. There's even like a Bachelor knockoff where you pick the most beautiful alien to marry.
Congratulations, Blangus. You may kiss the bounty hunter.
Basically, if there's a reference to be made here, High on Life 2 is like a bull in a china shop. There's no subtlety here at all. Now, your character doesn't talk, but your guns do, and they talk a lot.
Happy to be here, Jimmy.
A lot of the riffing and commentary comes from the Gatlians, which are these weird aliens who happen to also be weapons. The highlights for me are jayvee Smoove as Gus, returning from the first game.
It really doesn't bother you being stuck in a zoo?
He just has such an iconic voice. And then there's Sheath, played by the incomparable Ralph Ineson.
I know nothing of this human nonsense.
Once I heard the voice of the guy who plays both Charles Vane in Black Flag and William from The Witch, I knew I was in for a treat. And then there's Travis, a new Gatlian voiced by Ken Marino from that super underrated TV show you might have heard of called The Other Two.
I'm not gonna sulk all night just because Jan's not here. Jan's my wife, by the way.
This guy is so pathetic. It makes me feel so uncomfortable, but that's exactly what they intended for, so it works. For me, the gameplay in High on Life 2 feels like a pretty traditional first-person shooter. It's a lot of bullet hell shooting, dodging projectiles, and mixing in your special abilities for each gun. You've definitely played this kind of game before, but the new wrinkle this time around is the skateboard. You can hop on this thing and ride around the world, which has a bunch of grind rails and ramps to jump off of. Kind of feels like a Tony Hawk game in that way. The whole thing feels like a skate park, and I found myself just riding around for fun. You can also use it in combat, which for me adds some much needed depth to the gameplay loop where you're actually being able to dodge and move around more. This is a really good time to mention that they sent me a If you were also a child of the early 2000s, then you know exactly what this is. I used to love these things growing up. I couldn't do tricks or anything like that, but the idea is still so cool to me. I actually remember my school banned these because they were so popular, like they wouldn't allow you to bring them, which makes sense. Like you shouldn't be able to bring toys to school. Anyways, I'm definitely gonna be practicing with my Next video is tips and tricks, not actually. There's also a fair bit of environmental puzzles and platforming in between the combat sections. Each gun has a secondary fire which you can use in combat, but also to do things like connect power nodes and create zip lines. Or you can inflate these alien beings who definitely do not consent to what you're doing to them.
Isn't it cool that we can use some animals as trampolines?
I've really enjoyed the dedicated skateboard sections where you're grinding along rails and skating along walls. Of course, it does remind me of Tony Hawk, but also one of my childhood favorite franchises, Ratchet and Clank. I get a warm and fuzzy feeling flipping between rails and avoiding obstacles just like I would in those games. To be honest with you guys, this game would be pretty boring after a few hours if it was just like shooting gallery after shooting gallery. I think Squanch Games realized that and doubled down on the bits. You don't go very long without this game throwing something at you that you absolutely did not expect, just to make you laugh.
Oh, you're a human under there. Oh, I'm seeing it now. My bad.
It gives the experience a nice rhythm to break up the action, which can get like very hectic in some of the more intense battles. I don't want to spoil everything for you guys, but here's a few bits from the first couple of hours that I really enjoyed. When you first meet Travis, you find him wallowing away at a bar.
Hey, you got some Gatlians just like me.
You end up going on a bender with him, playing Dance Dance Revolution, starting a fight with other bounty hunters, and eventually you get confronted by the cops.
You're gay.
Come on, what is it, 1999?
Everyone's gay in space.
It's ridiculous, mostly stupid, but very, very entertaining. Soon after that, some teenagers steal your knife, which is a voiced character. He's like Australian.
Fuck yeah, Northie's here. That's me, Northie.
In order to win it back, you have to do that minigame from the old Tony Hawk games where you have to skate around and collect all the letters to spell something. And of course, it spells gonads, which like, it's a pretty funny word. Hold on, I need some more bounty juice to get through this video. But my favorite moment of the game so far is the murder mystery party.
You will be solving my actual murder.
Just like Clue, the host of the party dies and it's up to you to solve the murder. And this isn't like a throwaway joke that you just rapid fire, go to the next thing. No.
Oh, poor guy pissed himself. I heard that happens when you die.
The devs actually put like a lot of time and effort into this thing, probably too much. There are 4 suspects and each one of them has their own unique connection to the victim. There are clues scattered around the room and you can ask everyone about each other.
What do you think of the Admiral over there?
Admiral Sessions? kind of a stick in the mud.
They even give you a clue-style notepad to keep track of your progress. I ended up scouring every single corner of this room looking for clues and evidence to uncover the killer. I spent like an hour on this part because I was so invested in finding out who the real killer was.
Go on then, tell us who killed Larry Pinkstock.
But I won't spoil that. My other favorite moment is when one of your targets, who by the way is voiced by Richard Kind, one of the best, most iconic voices.
Who are you? Why are you trying to kill me?
He jumps into your bounty suit and hacks you from the inside.
You'll never catch me.
It's this fourth wall breaking moment where he hides in your game settings.
Oh no, he went into the system tab. That's the worst place he could have gone.
So you have to open up the menu and hunt him down like a game of whack-a-mole. Eventually, he forces you to reboot the system.
Are you humans really that
Oh my god!
And it like stops the entire game, and there's like an underlying joke, like 8-bit game underneath this that you can actually play. This whole thing reminded me of Undertale and how that game has these meta moments. It's like another layer that you just did not expect, and it makes it stand out from the rest of the game. It's funny to admit, but the most fun I've had with this game so far is not on the combat bits. I mean, it does feel good to shoot enemies and skate around the world, but it's all of those absurd detours that manage to surprise me. I don't know what to expect, and it always gets kind of like a chuckle out of me. Let's talk a little bit more about this story. Like I said, this is a game about taking down Big Pharma because they're turning humans into pills. Your group is fighting back to protect human rights, which is funny in and of itself.
Humans don't belong in zoos.
The first target I hunted down is Larry Pinkstock.
That's Larry Pinkstock, a billionaire playboy who's bankrolling Rhea Pharmaceuticals as their prime investor.
The second target I hunted down is Senator Muppy Doo.
That's Senator Muppy Doo, a politician in Big Pharma's pocket. He'll do whatever they say, sign any bill, or push for any legislation that helps them dehumanize us.
Now, I'm not gonna stand here and pretend like this is revolutionary stuff or it's saying something super important that we all need to listen to about the state of our world. But as I was playing this, I found myself connecting. I was like, yeah, fuck Big Pharma. I want to destroy the fake politicians and big name donors behind this fake drug. I wouldn't say I got emotionally invested in the plot, but the core message behind what I was doing definitely resonated, which to me is kind of the point of satire. It's not incredibly deep or anything like that. It makes you laugh and escape from reality. But underneath, it also pokes at the truth. There's something real wrapped underneath this rapid-fire volley of jokes and quips. Squanch Games didn't know this about me when they sent me a code, obviously, but I frequently deal with Big Pharma in real life. I don't think I've shared this before, maybe like a long time ago, but I've had an autoimmune disease since I graduated high school. It's called ulcerative colitis. It's basically like Crohn's disease. And for the last 13 years, I've cycled through various drugs like intravenous, self-injection, pills. We just cycled to the next one when the previous one stops working. I've lost count of how many things I've tried. Thankfully, my symptoms are stable now and I feel literally better than I ever have. But the common thread with these meds is that they're all insanely expensive. This is the medicine that I take just to function in everyday normal life. This is how much this medication costs per month in the United States. To put this into perspective, this is more expensive than the average salary in the United States. Again, just to have a decent quality of life. Again, I want to reiterate, I don't think this very funny game is just like super important and necessary. But at the same time, I'm glad it exists because yeah, there's not a day that goes by where I don't think about how fucked my healthcare system is. I appreciate it that this game gets it on some level. So that's all I have to share about my experience with High on Life 2. Once again, if you like what you saw in this video, click the link in the description below. The game is out now on PlayStation 5, Xbox, and Steam, and of course, it's coming to Switch 2 on 4/20. Before we close this one out, I wanted to give you guys a real life update. I don't do that a lot. I have tried to like separate myself from the content on the channel, and obviously that needs to change, I think. You might have noticed I haven't uploaded in more than a month, and that's because I just became a dad. My son was born on Christmas Eve, and it completely changed my life. I took paternity leave to take care of him and of course his mom. He's got red hair just like me. He's 7 weeks old now. He's already smiling at me. Even though I get like 4, maybe 5 hours of sleep per night, I'm just so incredibly happy. While I was focused on this huge change in my life, I took some time to reflect on the channel, and I realized that this is the perfect opportunity. This is the moment where I can step back and actually follow my heart, follow that gut feeling that I've been ignoring for so long and that I've shared with you guys multiple times on the channel, but I've just been too scared to actually commit to. So that's what this video is. It's a start to a commitment to the green screen format. We're gonna do this. This is the next stage of this channel. I grabbed a new lens for my camera because my old one didn't autofocus, which was a freaking nightmare for this format. Also got a boom mic, so I have like more freedom, you know, can move around my hands and I don't have a microphone like this. So yeah, I'm fully invested. This year, I am gonna take my time and make videos that I truly wanna make. No more playing games that I don't care about just to churn out content to meet a schedule. No more chasing new releases to try and win the algorithm game. Just, you know, hope that it gets caught, you know, and takes off. Instead, we're gonna explore, my mouth's getting dry here. Instead, we're gonna explore my favorite franchises like Assassin's Creed, Grand Theft Auto, incredible games like Red Dead Redemption 2, Cyberpunk, obviously The Witcher. I'm really far into Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, so I want to talk about that at some point. Actually, I'm only like 60 hours in. I'm not that far in. I want to take a deeper dive into Undead Nightmare because that's one of the most successful series on my channel. I'm curious about it, and I know that you guys would want to watch that video. Eventually, I want to give Star Citizen a fair shake, not just record and hop on after no, you know, practice at all and just fumble my way through and crack jokes. Like, I want to be like, I committed to playing Star Citizen for this long, here was my experience. I also want to be upfront and honest about my inspirations. For the last few years, I've really enjoyed a couple of creators, and this is not the full list, but top of mind, I'm thinking Annie Austin, Bisley Channel, Jack Sather, Juniper Dev. These creators, they hop on camera, they show their faces, they make quality content, they take their time, and they genuinely seem to enjoy what they're talking about. These creators have forced me to step back and look in the mirror and wonder, like, is this the best that I can do? When I see them upload a new video, I can't wait to watch. And I want to be that channel for you guys. And for those of you who already think that way, I appreciate you. But yeah, I want to make things that I'm proud of. So once again, I am planting my flag and committing to this. And obviously, I'm gonna be very careful about doing my own version of the green screen video. I know this is kind of an established format, but I admire these guys. I don't wanna copy them. So my hope is that as I make more of these, I'll find my voice, you know, within this format and make it fun and interesting in a way that sets me apart. Another thing I wanna be honest about is sponsorships. You know, stuff like this where I put on the merch that they sent me and talk about the game that I'm advertising. You're still gonna see videos like this from me on the channel, and they're gonna be newer games. And so I know that's kind of the opposite of what I just said about not chasing trends and new stuff. The reality is I don't feel comfortable yet, you know, not taking these opportunities. I need to know that this new format works before I do that. Once I know the channel is healthy and growing again, I will move towards different kinds of ads that make, you know, more sense on the channel with this format. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being patient with me on that. This could be, you know, the new dad effect, the honeymoon phase speaking right now, but seeing, you know, my kid, my own flesh and blood, it made me realize that I need to like break free. I need to follow my heart on this. I have such a unique opportunity here on YouTube, and this should be fun. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm really gonna reset and focus on what sounds fun to me. So I wanna let you guys know I'm already fast at work on the next video, which is a deep dive into the crazy, insane conspiracies of Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. You know how Hitler actually used a piece of Eden and, you know, JFK was assassinated by Templars. We'll take a closer look at those games, and I'll talk about how those conspiracy theories make me feel and my relationship to conspiracy in general and, you know, film and games, and hopefully make a fun and entertaining video, like something that's interesting to watch. And I hope you guys are excited. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.